Hello BlueBrixx fans, it's me, Ross, and today I'm presenting two little animals to you. We have a giraffe and a clownfish. Now you may think these animals are very different, and you'd be completely correct. They are. There's nothing similar about these. These are just two incredibly cool animals. I'd like to actually start with the giraffe and get onto the cool clownfish later, because there's a little more to say about the clownfish and a little less to say about the giraffe. As you can see, it's pretty tall. It's about the height of my arm. And there are some special things about this, most notably, of course, the printed pieces. Now, these are very readily to be seen on the eyes up here. There's a printed eye on the other side, of course. Now, you may think that there are no other printed pieces on this set, but you'd be wrong, because there are lots more, because they blend in fantastically with the brick-built pieces. For example, this is printed, and here, this one as well, and here, and they seamlessly blend into the brick-built ones, which I find is a really cool and clever way of doing something, because why would you ever think of that? Why make half of it brick-built? Why make half of it printed? Well, two reasons. First of all, it makes the building process a little bit more complicated, because of course you have to see that you put the right pieces in the right places, which of course is not always a given even when they're not printed, but it adds a bit more to the, well, fun and excitement of making it more difficult, which I always think is quite intriguing, because if you're an experienced brick builder, why always make it easier on yourself? And of course, it looks really good because it's interesting. It's a different technique, and not that bricks can get boring, but repetitive things can get quite dull, and that's why doing it in a different way isn't always bad, which I think is a fantastic thing to do. Plus, it just looks really good, and you can show it off to your friends and family when they come by and show them, hey, check out brick built and printed in one. Now, another thing about this set is the mane. Now, I don't know if a giraffe has a mane. If it does, it's this thing here. Now, these are just simple one-on-one studs, or bricks, one-by-one bricks with a connector bit at the top to make the ruffled hair texture stand out quite well, which is something I find very creative and looks impressive, because from further away you'd wonder how it's done. The closer you get, you realise it. So it's very, very intricate, interestingly done, and the designer took their time designing and carefully creating a perfect giraffe. Interestingly enough, I shall turn him here like this. Here's the tail. Now the tail's one of my favourite pieces, because it's really interesting. It's just a normal bar with a connector bit at the end, and the tail in itself is one simple black flame. Now, coming up with a black flame as a tail in itself is creative, but I think it just adds to the whole giraffe, because if you look at it from far away, you realise that it's only really got 1, 2, 3, 4 different colours until you get to the one black bit here, and the other 2, 3, 4, 5 black pieces here. So it's really cleverly done to kind of move your eye towards the specific pieces. So that's what I like about this giraffe. Very clever, kept in plain colours. Now, let's take him over here and get onto the clownfish. Now, this clownfish is possibly quite the opposite because of the amount of colours. First of all, the only thing you really notice is the pink anemone. Now, I am a terrible person because I cannot say anemone, and my dad keeps making fun of me because I really cannot pronounce anemone. I hope I'm doing it correctly. But if I'm not, correct me in the comments. Now, the clownfish in itself, he's not meant to be taken out, but you can, which is why I have taken him out to show you in a better way. Now, his tail can move slightly, but it's a display piece, so nothing is supposed to move when he's set there. But what I find so special about this clownfish is the way that the sloped tiles here give you such a perfect way of looking that this is really like clownfish is. These sloped tiles really make the set. Now, it's not often that I'd say, yeah, the sloped tiles are the best part of a set. But in this case, wow, I am truly impressed. They look fantastic, and it just adds to everything. This clownfish could be just like this, and I'd be like, cool set, I'd buy it. Also because of the mouth that is done with 4 different teeth here. Quite an interesting way as well. Now, we have our friendly Mr. Clownfish here, which in itself is a great set. Now, add him to his home anemone, again, I hope I'm saying it correctly. Place him in there, which I hopefully can do properly and not break off the plants around here. There we go. He sits in very firmly there. Let's place this back on here. And that's the point where you realise there is so much more to this set than meets the eye. Let's start with the hermit crab here. He's happily sitting in there. So you've not got one animal in this set, you've got 2, hermit crab and a clownfish. I'll get to the more animals in a minute. So he's cleverly brick built with all his dangly little pieces here with connector bricks and everything, and his long antennae whiskers. It's a really clever set, and its pincers that you can see very well down here are also nicely done. Now, to add a clownfish in its home environment is clever, but then to add everything around it makes this set really, really special. First time I saw it, I was impressed. When I actually saw it built up in its proper colours, it was even better. Because down here you also have a starfish in red, and here you have lots of different colourful corals and plants that make this whole underwater world so inviting, I'd say. Now, when I turn it around here, there's something that I've just noticed now. Transparent bricks hold up a few fish swimming around here to give it really the impression, and the way it is, of this being a whole underwater sea world. Here you have a dead fish, so some dead bones here, something also commonly seen on the seafloor, and the tentacles of a kraken or an octopus coming out here from the side. Now, you don't see the full kraken here, or the tentacles or the octopus, just hinted at, which I also find very clever. And as you can see here, I will take this one off now for you to easily see how this is built up. It's a simple mechanism that's very effective, especially if you look up here. The tip of his tentacles are just red flower pieces, which in itself is a very, very clever way of using different bricks. Let's place that back on here, like so. Right, it's a bit more difficult to place, but that's the way it works. There we go. Right. Now, here you also have a clam with a pearl inside, which I think is another wonderful detail. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't just show you these sets individually, because they have nothing to do with each other, really, but that's one thing that I would disagree with. They have so little in common that they have a lot in common. Comparing them is, this is a super minimalistic, plain, simple giraffe. And this is a absolutely maximalistic clownfish in his whole environment. To do this with a giraffe, of course, would be so much more. To add a tree that's bigger than the giraffe, maybe the floor that he's on, would of course be so much more. But I don't think it would work as well as with the clownfish in his natural habitat, the anemone. I don't think it would be as impressive, as inviting, because here you have all the colours, and here you just kind of stick to more or less the same colours. Now that's why I think these sets are so special, because of the way you can see what bricks do. You can go completely nuts and make a whole anemone forest and animals spurting out of the ground and bricks and clams and shells and fish, or you can have a simple giraffe. It's wonderful. It's truly the wonder of bricks that you can do so much and so little with them, and both can at the same time be so impressive. Right, I hope you enjoyed the 2 animals. Let me know which one you think is best, which one you like the most, and why. And remember, you can never have enough bricks. There will be more. Have fun building, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.